Yo, what's up? So today I'm going to be showing you a progression guide for the charms in Roblox Dig. Now, the charms, they're actually really good when used correctly because you can actually combo them with other charms to make them even stronger and stuff. So I'm going to make sure I talk about that later on in the video. Please make sure you leave a like and you subscribe. It's completely free. And it massively helps me out. And plus, if you ever hate me in the future, you can always just unsub. Also, I am #1 on the playtime leaderboard. You can't see right now because it seems to be bugged. At the moment, it's not refreshing, but I am #1. So there quite literally is no one else putting more time into the game than me. So definitely subscribe. Now, there's quite a few things with charms that I want to mention very quick. First of all, you have 3 charm slots, but in the beginning, you'll only have 1. But then you actually work your way up to 2 charm slots and then 3 charm slots. I think it goes like, so you start off with the first charm slot for free, basically. And then you need to be like level 10 or something. It's either like 5 or 10. And then the third charm slot, you need to be level 25. I know that for sure. So once you level 25, you can have 3 charms at once, which is pretty good. Another thing I want to mention real quick is with charms, if you buy a charm chisel, which is kind of a late game item because it's pretty expensive. So this is what the charm chisel looks like in the inventory. And actually, wait, I'll show you what it looks like in the game too. This is what it looks like. This little machete thingy mabob. Now, the way you get this is in spawn, head inside the bank, which is right here. And you can actually buy it from the appraiser. Like I said, it's pretty costly. It's $25,000. The good thing about it is it has infinite uses. So you can use it like unlimited times. But every time you enchant something or re-enchant your charms, it will cost you. So if I want to re-enchant this training glove here and I click this little pencil mark down here, it's going to cost me $400, but the price actually changes depending on the item you have. So obviously that's a common, so that's only $400. If I wanted to re-enchant my mythical here, it's actually going to cost me a lot of money. Look, it's going to cost me $1,450. Now, you have to pay that every single time you want to spin it. So pretty expensive to do that, especially if you're trying to get SS level charms, which actually goes into my next point. Now, with the power-ups you can get from the charms, there'll be like letters next to them. Now, the worst is F. As you can see, this endurance right here is F. That's actually the worst one you can get. And the highest is actually SS. Now, do I have an SS? Oh, I do right here. This SS endurance. So yeah, do keep that in mind. Okay, so let's actually begin. Now, of course, do the tutorial because you will get a training glove, which will probably be your first charm. And that is actually this one right here. It'll give you some luck and some endurance just to help you get started. That's pretty good. Now, inside this little shop over here, you can actually buy some extra charms as well. Now, to be honest, none of these are really that great. I've heard people speak highly of the vision goggle, but I don't even use it personally. Now, what you can do, your 2 options really in the beginning is either the rock pounder or the lucky bell, to be honest. And if I'm going to be honest, I would probably go with the rock pounder first. That would be my first choice, because the rock pounder, it does give you endurance, but it also gives you boss damage as well. So it's pretty good. And also, you get 25% more strength when you're on hard ground. So like stone and stuff, and stone and rock. So in the beginning, have your training glove on. When you reach the point to where you can have a second charm, put on the rock pounder. And that will be a pretty good loadout for the beginning. Now, I'm going to spawn in my car. Now, if you truly are a beginner, I know this is a charm guide. I'm just going to quickly show this one shovel. Which, by the way, I did make a whole shovel progression guide as well, which I highly recommend you check out after this video. But head over to Cinder Shores and make sure you're buying the ruby shovel at some point, whenever you can afford it. It's the best shovel for beginners. It's right here. It's in this little like beach town thingy. Make sure you're buying this, the ruby shovel. It's so good. It even says it right there. Great for starters. There quite literally is not a better shovel for starters than that one. So make sure you get it. So when you've got basically those 2, the rock pounder and the training glove on, and then you've also got your ruby shovel, there is a few things you can do. Now, there is a charm which I still use even in technically late game, which I'm at right now. And it is called the energy apparatus or something, whatever that says, right? This charm is so good and it's so cheap in comparison to these other charms I've got. And I've still got it on my loadout, even in late game. It's absolutely nuts. So make sure you try and get this one. Now, I'm going to show you the stats of it. Keep in mind, I have, re-enchanted it. So I've got some pretty good. So I've got like AA here. So as you can see, so I've got 7 strength and 7 strength. So I'm getting 14% strength just from this one charm. And the way you get it is actually from the traveling merchant, which I don't think the traveling merchant is spawned in at the moment. So I can't really show you. Now, he's not spawned in my server, but I do actually have this screenshot. Now, as you can see on the left side, there is the energy apparatus, and it's only $1,200. That is insanely cheap for how good that charm is. I think it's safe to say it's the best charm for the price. So if you ever see the traveling merchant, always make sure you check in for that charm. Do keep in mind the traveling merchant, he only spawns in like, I think he spawns in for 10 minutes and then he disappears for 10 minutes and then he reappears somewhere else on the map. So it's like every like 10 minutes or so, he comes and goes. There is a pop-up on the screen when he does appear. Just drive over to him and always check for that charm. And then let's just say you've got on your loadout, you've got maybe the training glove and the rock pounder, like I said. At this point, I would take off the training glove and replace it with the energy apparatus if you've gotten it. Now, the thing is, obviously, it's kind of RNG for it to spawn in. So while you're waiting, don't just sit here like this. Make sure you're actually heading over to Verdant Vale because there's a few charms in the game where you can actually get them for free. And one of them is in Verdant Vale. So let's head over there now. Okay, here we go. We have arrived. Now, inside of Verdant Vale, head over to the barn because there is actually a charm you can get called the... Now, inside of Verdant Vale, head over to the barn because there is actually a charm you can get called the Farmer's Hat, which is actually this one right here. As you can see, I mean, at the minute, I've got control, strength, and endurance on this thing. It's pretty good. And like I said, you get it for free. The only thing is, I mean, technically, it is free, but it does costs like your time because you do need to do some missions actually. So head over to this guy. I believe his name is Silver, I think. Yes, he is called Silver. Now he will give you a few missions to do. To be honest, I can't really remember what they are. I don't think they're too difficult to do, but I do remember one in particular which I for some reason struggled with the most, and it is like an apple mission where you've got to feed the 3 pigs. Now it's kind of a nightmare to do. You wouldn't think it would be hard to do because technically apples are like uncommon, so it should just be really easy to get. But one spot I found to get the apple items or drops, I should say, is I was digging in this area here. Also, if you're a late game player coming back to do this, make sure you have a lower shovel on. Like if I was mining with my prismatic shovel, for example, I wouldn't be able to get an uncommon apple, I don't think, because obviously I've got so much luck on this shovel that it would just be giving me high tier items instead of like the low tier like apple. So I think I actually was using the rock shovel. The rock shovel is pretty good in that scenario. Oh, look, a boss just spawned. Pretty cool. So yeah, hopefully that helps if you're struggling to get the apples. I was using the rock shovel, but I think the ruby shovel should be fine if you've got the ruby. And I was digging right here and I actually got 3 apples eventually. So yeah, feed the 3 pigs and you will get the farmer's hat. There are other missions, but I've forgotten them. And yeah, the farmer hat, it's free and it's pretty good. Now, there actually is another free charm you can get in the game, but this one will take you a while to get. I can't lie. This is RNG. You need to dig up 3 ghosts, and it's actually for the charm. Let me show you real quick. It's called the ectoplasm sleeve, which I actually have on right now. So even in late game, I've still got this one on. Basically, the stats for this, you get control and endurance, and you have a 20% chance to turn items to plasma, and it's actually a mythical charm, so that's pretty awesome. Now, the way to get this, head over to Rooftop, because it is actually located here. Wait, what is that? What was that red thing? I don't even know. Anyway, in Rooftop, there will be like a graveyard looking thing. So just basically just head straight, and it's basically just right in the back, to be honest. It's pretty obvious where it is when you like actually get here, but I'll show you on the map. So I am located right here, and that's where it's located. Here's the coordinates at the top, by the way, just in case you do get lost. Now, one thing I will say, when you're trying to go for the ghost, which, by the way, make sure you talk to this guy called Sam Kobe. Wait, which I've just realized that Sam Kobe, isn't that like those YouTubers, Sam and Kobe or something? I've just got that reference. But anyway, make sure you talk to this guy because it will activate the mission. And basically, yeah, you need to dig up 3 like legendary ghosts here. And once you've done that, then you can get this ectoplasm sleeve. And yeah. Like I said, if you are digging for ghosts here, it probably will take you about an hour. I can't lie. If you're really struggling to get ghosts, just leave this for now. Come back when you've got some better shovels and stuff, because I do know from experience that can be a bit of a nightmare to do. So I do warn you if you do attempt to get it. But I mean, it is RNG. So some people can go there. They can get it very fast. Some people, it can take them hours. Okay, let's just quickly check out the traveling merchant. Here we go. What's he got to offer today? And oh, okay. So he has the cauldron hat, which is definitely a late game item. I can't lie, but it is very, very good. I mean, you know, it's 45k, because the reason for the cauldron to be so good, the cauldron hat, which as you can see, that's what's on my head, by the way. If you're ever curious, that is the cauldron. So it's pretty crazy looking, I can't lie. But the reason the cauldron is just so, like, disgustingly good, right, is because... I mean, as you can see, right? I mean, it's got minus haste, minus walk speed. Obviously, that's not great, but it's not too bad. You get strength, which is really good. But the main part is down here. It's actually the passive because its strength buffs and enchantments are 20% more effective. So if you've got, for example, this cauldron hat on and also this energy apparatus on, which is obviously, you know, let me show you the stats again. This gives me 14% luck right now. Oh no, 40% strength, sorry. I'll put that back on. This has actually got 20% stronger because I'm wearing this cauldron hat. So yeah, really, really good. So them two together is just really, really strong. Now what you could do, honestly, the ectoplasm isn't 100% needed on this. And I may even test it out for a bit by switching it over because, for example, let's go to like, what's got strength on here? I think the farmer's hat's got strength. Yeah, plus 6 strength. I can re-roll this. Hold on, let's see if I can get a higher strength. Okay, look, I just got an S strength, so 8% strength. So if I take this off, the ectoplasm, and I put on the farmer's hat, that means this cauldron hat is going to be powering the farmer's hat strength as well. So for late game players, I 100% recommend that you get the cauldron hat and the energy apparatus. But this third slot, honestly, it's up to you. You can either have the farmer's hat, which gives you additional strength, or you can have the ectoplasm, which I had on for a while, because this gives you extra endurance and extra control, as you can see. And also it gives you a 20% chance to turn items to plasma, which will obviously give you more money in the long run. But I just have this on because I do kind of like the balance of the endurance and control. And also obviously the passive is just an extra bonus. So that's why I do have this on the way it is. But I suppose it really does matter of opinion, to be honest. Probably whoever you ask, they're going to change, like, or tell you to change depending on the person. But I feel like this is a pretty solid loadout. Like I said, it's just well balanced in my opinion. Oh yeah, another thing, you can get charms from bosses and stuff. Like I got this fuse ball foot, which gives me extra luck. I don't have it on though, because I try and focus on like endurance and control and strength on my charm loadout rather than luck. Because the thing is, my shovel already has like 20 luck. So, you know, I don't need more luck really in comparison. I mean, I'd rather have strength. That's basically what I'm saying. Now, the thing is, there is also another charm you can get, and this is called Tenacity Brace. Now, I see quite a decent amount of people using this because the thing is, this one is really, really good if you're going for like a high dig streak, for example, because the passive on this one, actually, when you hit 0 on your endurance health, you return to 50% with a last ditch effort. So what that means is basically, what's my streak right now? 36. Okay, I can end my streak to show you this. Basically, if I'm going to fail, which I'm going to fail on purpose right here. So basically, you get like a second life. So right there, as you can see, do you see how that like bone like snapped? Basically, you get a second life. So if you fail, which can be really good if you're getting like divines and stuff. You know, for the majority of items, it's pretty much, you know, not really needed. But, you know, sometimes when you get a divine, it can come unexpectedly and you're not fully prepared. So the second life can really save you. I know I've seen a lot of pro players still using this one, which I don't blame you, to be fair. It is good. The only thing is like, look at this. Like I said, talking about like balance, right? This only gives you endurance, as you can see. And this ectoplasm one, it's giving me endurance and control. So I just like the idea of having both of those on, to be honest. But that second life, it does come in handy. I can't lie. Oh, which by the way, the Tenacity Brace, you do get this from the Traveling Merchant, by the way. It's like 17,500. So I would, yeah, if you like the idea of having a second life when digging, I would consider buying that one. Now, the thing is obviously the charms I've been showing you and stuff, that's actually mainly for obviously like just regularly digging on the game, right? But you can also have a different charm loadout for the bosses. Now, I do kind of recommend you do this, to be honest. Now, this is what I've done. Now, if you didn't know, at the top of your charms, you can actually have different loadouts. You can have up to 5 different loadouts using these arrows. So the first loadout I've got, this is just for regular digging, basically like to make money and stuff. And then my second loadout, this is for bosses. So this blue shroom cap is pretty good because it has boss damage. It has +9 boss damage, and also it's got endurance as well. So I've got that on for boss damage. I've got this rock pounder on for additional boss damage as well, +5%. So it's pretty good. And then I've also got this like war shield on, which says brace for impact. 50% of boss attacks are parried. neglecting all damage. So yeah, this could be pretty good, this shield, because basically sometimes when you get hit, it like absorbs all the damage basically. It's pretty good. That's my current boss charm loadout anyway. I mean, it's still kind of changing and evolving as time goes on. Like, I do also have this super regen coil, but to be honest, majority of the time I don't really need it. I mean, it heals you during the bosses, which is useful, but most of the time I don't really need the regen. To be completely honest with you, I feel like the shield is enough, to be honest. Now, in case you're curious about the items I just shown, I will show you where they are located on the map. So the shield is actually located at the combat guild, which is over here. So let's head over there right now. We're going to drive on by. I think one of my friends is here, Jellyfish Jim. He's also a YouTuber. Check him out. I think here he is. Oh, wait. Can I get through here? I don't think I can. Okay. So, yeah, in the combat guild, which I'll show you on the map again, just in case. Right down here, as you can see. Now, here's where you can buy the equipment, which is these charms. You can buy the regen coil, which will regen your health, the war shield, and also the super regen, which is 25,000, so it's really expensive. Also, you can buy this slayer shovel, which will help with bosses too. But the thing is if you have a look here, this does 80 boss damage. But the only thing is you can actually get a free shovel called the venomous one, I'm pretty sure. The venomous shovel from the basilisk is actually 75, which is actually not even my best one. Which one's my best one? Oh, this one here, this acronid shovel actually does 80, and I got this one for free from the spider. So I just try and get a boss shovel, to be honest, because they seem to do quite a lot of boss damage. I think you're more likely to get the venomous one from the basilisk than the spider, because I've only ever fought the spider once, and I got lucky enough to get this shovel. Pretty crazy, actually. Which is kind of another tip with the bosses. Make sure that when you're digging regularly, you know, you use whatever your best shovel is, but I always switch, because as you can see, my best shovel is this prismatic one, which cost me 250,000 from the traveling merchant, but it only does 60 boss damage. This acronid does 80 boss damage. So obviously, you know, I'm going to unequip the other one and put on this one, but only for the bosses though. As soon as the bosses are over, I'll go back to my other charm loadout. So I'll do this, boom. And I'll also go back to my prismatic shovel, because obviously, yeah, this is way better for the regular game. Oh, yeah, and for the blue shroom cap, which I have on my boss loadout, I guess I'll quickly show you this as well. Basically, this is located in the cave. You need to do quests for this. So basically, above Firmhill Forest, there's like a road that goes into the mountain. That's how you can know where the cave is. So I'm going to drive there right now. I need to take a right. Here we go. So there I am right on the map, and this is where the entrance to the cave is. Basically, it's the same cave where you enchant your shovel. Now, you do need to buy the elevator, which is $1,000. And I'll bring you back when this elevator is done, because it does take 1 minute and 40 seconds. Okay, so here we go. We've arrived in the cave. Now, I'm sure everyone should know this at this point, but basically, follow the blue mushrooms to get to the enchantment altar, which I'm going to do right now, and I'll bring you back when I have gotten there. Okay, so I made it to the end of the cave. Now, another thing, by the way, if you didn't know, you can just spawn your car here if you've got the game pass. Actually, if you get the certain angle, you can actually spawn him right there. So instead of walking down, which I usually did for like ages at the beginning of the game. Oh no, I've fallen down. Oh, you can click V on your keyboard too, by the way, if your car gets stuck like that. That's actually a pretty good tip. Right, now come down here. Now, the place you get it is actually around here somewhere. It's one of these people. Can be kind of confusing, but I think one of them is called like old something. Oh yeah, this guy here, this old blue shroom. So talk to him and you actually get some quests. Now obviously I can't do it because I've already done the quests, but basically once you do them all, you get this hat. Now the quest might take you a while actually. There's one in particular where you got to get like 15 shinies or something. So do keep that in mind. Get the quest done, get this little hat, and yeah, it's pretty good. Also, you may notice in this video, I never mentioned like the jar of jam or anything like that, because the thing is after the nerf of the jam shovel, which by the way, if you didn't know, the jam shovel did go and get some serious nerfs at some point. I don't know when it was exactly now, but I think it was like a day or so ago. This was the best shovel in the game at one point. Well, not the best, but it was like the best like beginning shovel, like middle game. But they did give some massive nerfs to it, because the thing is, maybe I probably should have mentioned this more in the beginning of the video, but with the shovels, if you actually click this little diamond, you can actually pair some of your shovels with certain charms. So for this jam shovel, for example, if you buy the jar of jam or the jar of peanut butter, you actually get 2 haste and 3 strength while these charms are equipped. Now, the same for this prismatic shovel here. If you get the prismatic domino crown, you actually get 2+ control, 3+ haste, +3 strength, and 5+ luck. So that's pretty good, which I think the crown is from like the meteor or something. So look out for that. Also with this rock shovel right here, you can also get the rock pounder, and that will activate with that. So definitely do keep that in mind. Anyway, let me switch back to my other stuff so I don't forget. But yeah, I think I've mentioned everything I wanted to, I think. I'm just trying to think of if there's anything I missed. Let's quickly check this traveling merchant one last time. Oh, here's the tenacity brace that I was talking about. Pretty cool. It's a really, really good charm for that second life passive. But yeah, I appreciate you watching. If you did actually make it this far, comment tree, because I want to see who's made it all the way to the end of this, because this might be a longer video today. Just comment the word tree, and then I will heart your comment, whoever comments that. So thank you so much for watching, which, by the way, please use star code VIEW when buying your Robux, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.